Welcome back to RC 101 with the Taoist Flyer. Airhogs was nice enough to let us test out the new Heli Replay. It's a smartphone/infrared controlled 3-channel helicopter that, combined with an app for your smartphone, lets you record your flights and play them back. So, if you do a nice maneuver while flying, you can make the helicopter repeat the maneuver with the press of a button. You can plug the included micro-infrared controller into the headphone jack on your smartphone and control the heli that way, or you can use the included full-size transmitter to control the heli. However, you have to use the full-size transmitter to charge the helicopter. Unfortunately, Airhogs doesn't have any sort of USB charger at the moment. The free app is very nicely designed, and it has all the hallmarks of Airhogs with the cool animations and futuristic sliding panels that we see on their website. There are 2 ways you can control the heli with the app. You can use the touchscreen transmitter sticks, or you can use your tilt sensor, but the tilt sensor only controls spin and forward-reverse motion, so you still need to control the throttle with the touchscreen. With the app's replay function, you can record and play back up to 3 flights, and you can change settings like gyro sensitivity, transmitter layout, transmitter responsiveness, and whether or not the throttle returns to 0 if you pull your finger off the control. When you switch to gyro control mode, the gyro will calibrate itself to whatever angle you're holding the phone at, so make sure you hold the phone at a good angle when changing modes. Basically, when using the replay function, the app records the touchscreen and tilt sensor data and replays it back. The helicopter doesn't actually know where it's at any point in time, so it may not necessarily give you the exact same flight path, but it is one of the most stable and precise helicopters Airhogs has ever made. It has an onboard gyro, and both rotors are very well balanced, so it can repeat maneuvers pretty consistently. The tail rotor isn't very strong, so it doesn't move very fast, but it can get around. I personally like the feel of a transmitter stick versus a touchscreen because it gives me some sensory feedback, and I found that I could fly much better with the full-size transmitter than with the touchscreen. But if we're lucky, the app might someday include vibration or haptic feedback of some sort that lets you know where your fingers are at any point in time. Until then, a simple solution is to simply make your own touchscreen joystick with items you probably already have laying around the house. I found some instructions on Instructables.com and modified them slightly to make this one. All you need is a household sponge, some foil, and a Nerf dart. Simply pull the suction cup off the dart, cut off the extra rubber pieces, then cut out a piece of the sponge and cut it into a circle that's about a 1/4 inch tall and about the size of a nickel. Then cut a small hole in the center of it. Next, take a stack of about 4 pieces of foil, cut a hole through them, and then use a nickel to form up a round base shape around the hole. Now you're ready to assemble your joystick. Slide the sponge on top of the suction cup, then slide the foil on top of the sponge and form it into a joystick shape with a round base that touches the sponge, and you're ready to go. Just attach the suction cup to your touchscreen in the center of the controller, and it should work just fine. It may take a little tweaking, but it works great on other games and apps as well, so give it a try. Altogether, I have to say the helicopter flies great, and the app works really well, even on my low-end smartphone. But I honestly had an easier time flying with the full-size transmitter as opposed to the touchscreen. My phone has a decent multi-touch display, but it isn't the best in the world, and a tiny transmitter glitch can translate to a big crash really quickly. Adding a real joystick really helped. It's really nice when everything comes together and it actually plays back a flight exactly the same as it happened, and the helicopter is really easy to fly and more stable than any other Airhogs helicopter I've ever flown. So check it out if you have a chance, and stay tuned for more RC 101 with the Taoist Flyer.